From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We're seeing some pockets of lake effect snow in mid-Michigan this morning, and off in the distance on the McLaren camera, you can kind of see where that snow's falling, where it's lit up by the light pollution. Lights on the highway moving at a normal pace, it seems. That's good, though you might have to slow down at times due to poor visibility. Mason has some lake effect snow right now, dropping it down to 3 miles. We'll take a look at the radar to see where the worst of that snow is coming up as 6 News This Morning continues.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News This Morning.
An investigation continues this morning in East Lansing following the death of a 20-year-old man. Good morning, Mid-Michigan. It's Friday, January 24th. I'm Jorma Duran. Megan has the day off. 6 News is here for you now with this morning's top stories. East Lansing police have now identified the 20-year-old victim who they say was assaulted in downtown East Lansing and later died as Caleb Allen Shermo from Fowlerville. 6 News has also learned that he was not a student at Michigan State University. It took place last Saturday. Police say they were dispatched to an assault that happened in the 300 block of East Grand River at 1:30 in the morning. That's where they found Shermo, who was then transported to the hospital, where officials say he later died from his injuries. Despite not being an MSU student, university officials did release a statement saying, quote, Michigan State University extends condolences to the family and loved ones of the man. We take seriously the safety and security of our campus and students. East Lansing police say they have located and identified a suspect. A 52-year-old man 6 News has been investigating and charged by Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel with embezzlement from a vulnerable adult pleads not guilty. Kirk Lanham was arraigned on felony charges in Oakland County yesterday. 6 News has been reporting on Lanham for months. He ran a nonprofit veteran service dog organization in Livingston County and inflated stories about his military service. He's accused of financially exploiting an 87-year-old man by fraudulently obtaining power of attorney and transferring $400,000 to himself and his organization. His next court appearance is Monday, February 3rd, with a preliminary exam set for February 10th. You can get all the details about our 6 News investigation on our website, WLNS.com. The frigid temperatures are taking a toll on local businesses, including at the U of M Health Sparrow Hospital in Lansing. That's where pipes burst in the circle driveway. This prompted the health system to close the main entrance at the hospital until further notice. We're told anyone who needs to access the hospital should head to the door near the emergency department in parking ramp A on level 1. A Michigan civil rights attorney says the latest round of executive orders from President Donald Trump has led to some misinformation about equality in the workplace. Earlier this week, the president rolled back federal diversity and equity programs, and all DEI office staffers were immediately put on paid leave and set to be laid off. Attorney John Marco tells CBS Detroit that this move may seem daunting, but it is fairly limited in the scope of its reach.
Federal laws, Title VII, and a bunch of other federal laws and state laws here in Michigan that protect a worker from being discriminated against based on their sex, based on their race, national origin, religion, a whole host of factors. This executive order does not and cannot touch those laws.
Marco wants everyone to remember that an executive order may have the power to make some changes, but state laws are in place to block or limit any immediate impacts. Staying with President Trump, he is now ordering the release of thousands of classified governmental records related to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. The executive order is among hundreds of other actions Trump has quickly taken as he begins a second term. The president also plans to visit communities recovering from recent disasters in North Carolina and Southern California and push back on a federal judge's decision to block one of his most controversial executive orders involving birthright citizenship. Naomi Ruckham is here for you with the details.
Very important.
Today, President Donald Trump heads to hurricane-ravaged communities in North Carolina, then to Los Angeles, where destructive wildfires continue to burn.
The Senate will come to order.
In Washington, a final Senate vote could come as soon as today on former Fox News host Pete Hegseth's nomination for defense secretary. Hegseth cleared yesterday's procedural vote in the Senate, despite opposition from all of the Democrats and 2 Republicans, Maine's Susan Collins and Alaska's Lisa Murkowski.
No surprises there. It's too bad.
Meanwhile, CBS News has obtained internal documents showing that the Trump administration is in the process of shutting down immigration offices set up by the Biden administration in multiple Latin American countries, while the Department of Homeland Security is authorizing other federal law enforcement agencies like the DEA and ATF to assist in immigration enforcement efforts.
They have deployed active duty U.S. military and National Guard troops to the border to assist in repelling the invasion.
But in a blow to the new president's controversial plan, a federal judge temporarily blocked Trump's order ending birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented migrants and temporary visa holders. The president says he will appeal. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
The Capitol camera shows us the flags aren't flying in too much of a breeze, which is good because it's limiting how cold our wind chill will feel. We still have around a 5 to 10 mile an hour breeze this morning, giving us wind chills that are in the single digits. But you compare it to over towards Des Moines at 8 below and Minneapolis at 13 below, and we're doing a whole lot better. Even down towards the south, they are starting to feel warmer. New Orleans finally feels like it's above freezing, but this cold air isn't quite done with us yet. We do have those wind chills in the single digits in many spots where the wind has picked up, and that's also bringing in some lake effect snow. Not much, but those little blips on the radar you see have a bit of a punch to them. You're going to have quick spurts of snow, and that can reduce visibility briefly. I drove through a few of them on my way into work. You could too, but then look farther towards the west, and those clouds are already starting to break apart. I actually am thinking that we might be more on the mostly cloudy side instead of just completely cloudy for this morning. And then we're going to start to see an even better chance for sunshine later in the afternoon. All that's with temperatures that'll be in the teens. Miss Monroe has very good taste in snow, playing outside in a t-shirt too. So even pets that are made for this might want to bundle up a little bit just to stay comfy.
Yeah, gotta stay comfy in the wintertime.
It's all about cozy season. That's the biggest draw of winter.
That's right. All right, well, coming up, winter weather continues to impact roads across mid-Michigan, and one thing about it is getting a lot of attention online. We'll tell you what in our What's on the Web segment.